Okay, so we'll probably have to make this our last one. Whoa. Okay, so then write an equation, quadratic function, satisfies the information. So we just learned this recently. And so you have to use either the vertex form, coordinate form, or use a quad regression. And so the vertex form, again, is A. Memorize it. So x minus h, all squared, plus k. If they give you x-intercepts, you're going to use x-intercept form, which is x minus r1 times x minus r2. So I'm going to do 31. Try 30 on your own. I'll put that on canvas to try 30 with the vertex form. Not too bad. You practiced quite a bit on the homework there. But maybe not as much as the x-intercept form, so I'll show you that one. So our x-intercepts, why is there x-intercepts? Because there's zeros there. That means x-intercepts. So we're going to go ahead and plug in a negative 4 here. So that's going to be minus a minus 4. And then this is going to be an 8. Our x value comes from the coordinates, so that's a 2 and a 2. And then our y value is going to be negative 9. Got to solve for a. So then we have a times, what's our x value? 2. Minus a minus 4, which is going to be a plus 4. Times our x value again, which is 2, minus the 8. So if I was going to go ahead and just color code these, remember our x value goes there and there. And then our y value was from this guy. There we go. And then our x-intercepts again. Remember how we do a negative times a negative is a positive. And so that's, we could say, came from this x-intercept. So that's going to be this guy here. And then last but not least, using all the colors, we get an 8. That's not using all the colors, Newbold. Let's use blue again. I'm sorry. Okay, so then that'll be there. Okay, cool. So now you solve. So 2 plus 4 is 6, being times with the a. And 2 minus 8 is a negative 6. And 6 with the negative 6 is a negative 36. Whoa. Again, this is just little a, lowercase a. So then we want to solve for a. And so we're going to go to divide. Let's make sure we did that right. Divide the negative 36 to the other side. And now it's going to be positive, but you also have to reduce it. Divide by 9. And so when you reduce it, you get 9. So that becomes positive. 9 divided by 9 is 1. And 36 divided by 9 is 4. Don't circle a Newbold. So that's part of your answer. Now you got to put it back in with the x-intercepts. So that's going to be y equals the 1/4, which is our a value. Don't forget our x-intercepts, which was a positive, which was a positive 4 and a negative 8. Opposite sign. So that's x positive 4 and a negative 8. And that, my friends, is our equation. Way-o! Okay, so we're almost there. Let's get to our word problems. Okay, so you're going to have to do this on the test. So let's show you how to do that. If you see exactly one x-intercept, that means just use vertex. Because if you only have exactly one x-intercept at 2, 0, that means at 2, 0, that means it's the vertex. So go ahead and use the vertex form, right? Use the vertex form. Pause me. Okay, so we're going to need list 1 and list 2. And so we're going to go ahead and use those. Those are your x values. So that's 0, negative 5, 3. Don't forget, order matters. Order matters, right? Order matters. So then we're going to use our y values, 2, 9, and 8. Now they do, order matters, right? The 3 has to go with the 8, negative 5 with the 9, 0 with the 2. So you're just going to plug it in your calculator, and it's going to do a quadratic regression. So hit the stat button, hit a 1 to edit your data, or hit enter. And then you can just override that. So I'm going to go 0, enter, and a negative 5. Ouchie, negative 5. Don't use the subtraction. You get an error. And then 3, enter. And then over here at L2, you guys, L2, we're going to do a 2, enter, a 9 enter, and an 8 enter. And so now we're just going to go ahead and do a quad regression. So hit the stat button, go over to calc, and it's going to be option number 5. 5, quad regression of our list 1, second 1, and our list 2, second 2. And you can also store it. If you want to store it and graph it, you can. That's going to be vars, y bars, function y1. And so then we hit calculate, and it gives us our answer. There's our equation in 3 decimal places. So we're going to go ahead and, got it. There it is. And so here's our calculator. And so we're going to write that into our equation that is set up there, okay? So write out that equation. So we get y equals a is 0.425, right? That's our a value. And then we do x squared plus our b value, which is 0.425x, plus our c value, which is 2. And so that is our equation. And find that equation, right? Find that equation. So these ones we learned, you're just solving by factoring, completing the square. So 1, try to factor. 2, try to complete the square, right? Complete the square. And then 3, you're going to go ahead and use the quadratic formula if none of that works. Quadratic formula. Okay, excellent. So the test won't be as long. Well, not near. Yeah, it'll be less. It'll be less than the practice test. It'll be kind of long, but let's give that a try. So we're on the second to last page. We're almost there. Okay, let's get to those word problems. Okay, so yeah, this guy's gonna factor. Wayo. So we're gonna go ahead and try factoring first. So can you think of? Oh, we got a minus 54 first. Over to the other side. That's good. So then you're going to try to factor it. Can you think of factors of 54? What are factors of 54? Try 54 divided by 1, divided by 2, divided by 3, divided by 4, divided by 5, divided by 6. I think it's going to be 9 and 6. We'll make no. 9 and 3? What the? That cannot be right. Mrs. won't say your name. So it's definitely going to be 9 and 6. What the woo? So it's going to be 9 and 6 is 54. Should we double check? 9 times 6 is 54. Okay, good. So then we got to be the sign of the middle term. Goes with a bigger number. And then we want to solve for x, so we have to set them equal to 0. And so we get x equals negative 6, not negative 3. And then x equals a positive 9. We add 9 to both sides. And so we went ahead and found our zeros at 9 and negative 6. Beautiful. Okay, so then, let's see here. That one's like the guard. Do you remember the prison guard, number 35? So you add 8 to both sides like that. And then negative 27 and 8. Ugh, is that negative 19? Yeah, I think that's negative 19. Why are you looking here, Nubo? Because that's not working at all. Why did they multiply it out? It's so easier to do it this way. It's okay. Okay, so that's going to be a negative 19. Good. So then that's will cancel. Get that to the other side. Then how do we undo the square root, you guys? There's more than one way to do it. So we're going to go ahead and, square root both sides. Don't forget, it's plus or minus. So the 2 goes away with the square root. We're left with x minus 5 is equal to plus or minus the square root of negative 19. And then we're just going to add 5 to the other side. Bada bing, bada bing, bada boom. So we get 5, and we get plus or minus. Ooh, what happens to the square root of a negative? The negative comes out as an I. Don't forget that. So the I comes out, and then we have our radical 19. Which is a lot faster than shown here. Beautiful. So then, don't forget that you're either going to complete the square and solve by square rooting both sides. You're going to factor it, right? You're going to factor it. Let's see here, minus 40. So we get x squared is equal to negative 40. Good. We're going to square root both sides. And so, wow, negative 40. Oh, doesn't that break down? Yeah, like 4 and 10. Is there a bigger one maybe? 20 and 2. Probably just 4 and 10. And so we get the square root of negative 4 times 10. That's negative 40. I did it really smart there, right? I chose those numbers because I know what the square root of negative 4 is. And the square root of square root of negative 4 is 2i with our square root of negative 10. Don't forget that when you square root both sides, it has to be plus or minus. Plus or minus, two answers, else you lose points. You lose points, plus or minus. It's because if you have, like, for example, if you have like x squared equals 4, it could be 2 squared is 4, but it also could be a negative 2 squared is also positive 4. So don't forget your plus and minus. Oh no, what if it's on factor? You want to complete the square? You want to use the quadratic formula. X equals negative b. So a equals 2, b equals negative 4. Pause me. I want you to try this one on your own. Try them all on your own. Pause me, remember. Pause me. Can you do the quadratic on your own for the test? Try it. We got x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of. Here we go. So x equals negative b, which is negative 4, plus or minus, a negative, plus or minus the square root of negative 4 all squared, which will be a positive 16, plus a negative 4ac, where our a value is 2, and our c value is negative 7. Right? What's our a value? 2 all over 2a, where our formula uses the number 2, but then we're also plugging into. There we go. So x equals positive 4 plus or minus. What is it? Negative 4 times 2 is negative 8. And negative 8 times a negative 7 is positive 56. So we go ahead and get 16 plus 56. Way-o. All over 2a, which is going to be 4. Way-o. Okay, so what is 16 plus 56? What the? That's not right. Oh, did I make a mistake? Did you forget the negative 4? 37. What is going on? You did negative 2? What the? It's supposed to be negative 4. Gotta have some words there. Okay, so then 4 plus or minus, excellent. Okay, so that's actually supposed to be, so it's going to be 12, 6 and 6 is 12, carry the 1, 5, 6, 72. So we get 4 plus or minus the square root of 72 all over 4. 72 does break down to 9 times 8. What else does it break down into? 16? So 72, that's a perfect square. No. Let's see, it breaks down to 9 times 8, so the 9 works, but then also 18. Ooh. So 18 works. 18 and 4? 9 times 4, 36. 72 divided by 2 is 36. 32 is the perfect square. So this breaks down into 36 and 2. I chose, instead of 9 and 8, is because there's just more you can pull out, So I chose the biggest perfect square possible, which is 36. And what is the square root of 36? So we get x equals plus or minus, we get x equals 4 plus or minus, the square root of 36 is 6. There's still a radical 2 left though, all over 4. Now, all three terms, don't forget this part, all three terms are divisible by 2, so you need to reduce it. So divide by 2, divide by 2, divide by 2. So we get x equals 4 divided by 2 is 2, plus or minus 3 radical 2 all over 2. Way-o! So that's going to be 2 plus or minus 3 radical 2 over 2 is our answer! So try the quadratic on the other problems.